on the cards for you.
Hey guys, I'm in Los Angeles right now. Somebody tried to get me to come down here on a housing prospect and a job prospect from Instagram, and was kind enough to send me a $100 plane ticket. I'm a bit frazzled right now. I have no idea what somebody to try to do this, but of course we know that there's mean people out there that try to mess with me all the time. I'm currently in Los Angeles, trapped. And I'm trying to seek a hospital situation because I'm clearly a bipolar person, as I mentioned before. In many of my posts, I've mentioned that I'm bipolar, and I'm homeless, and somebody messed with me to get me to come down here to investigate looking into a job and housing. Now I'm trapped in Los Angeles. Is there any way that, what would you do in this situation? I came down here on hope to find a place to live and a job. Do you see what age phobes did? Now do you see the bigotry of Generation Z and millennials? Do you see that bigotry still exists in this world, even among people that hate racism and sexism? Do you see that bigotry still exists in this world? Look at what they did to me. You don't think this is a problem? You don't think bigotry is a problem? So these asshats that keep fucking with me are Trump supporters. This guy, he called me and he said, well, my daughter is only 16 and she stole my credit card. She's not 22, you pedophile. I'm like, dude, she told me she is 22 and looks damn 22. These people are Trump supporters. He said that he was a Trump supporter on the phone. I tried to reason with this asshole, and he just kept going into how I'm a pedophile. I'm like, dude, 22. She said she was 22. Her picture looks 22. These age phobes and these classists that hate me are fucking Trump supporters. Do you really expect these dumb bigots to listen to reason? No, you shouldn't. These people are douchebags and should be never forgiven. They do not listen to truth or any factual thing. They just believe what they want because they're assholes. Somebody sent me a train ticket. Luckily, somebody from Texas, a lovely woman about my age, married with kids, sent me a $250 train ticket back home. The people that are fucking with me, the bigots, the age phobes, the classists, are Trump supporters. How do we forgive them? We can't. It's impossible to forgive them because they're assholes. Age phobia is alive and well amongst the Trump supporters. And anybody like Walter Fate comes off like a Trump supporter. This click-a-tat person on YouTube, these fucking videos, Gold Hour, even though he's Canadian, they're all Trump supporters and admitted to being Trump supporters. How do you forgive these assholes? You don't. Why exactly would you find messing with me to be funny unless you were like some Trump supporter or something? Why would you find that to be funny? I'm not really a Democrat. I'm more left-wing than that. But Biden urges for togetherness and kindness. Black Lives Matter is an anti-bigot organization. We should all strive to be anti-bigot. Why would you try to mess with me unless you were a Trump supporter? Because you're a bigot. You're an age phobe or a classist. Why would you try to fuck with me unless you were a bad person anyway? Why would you try to fuck with a homeless person? Why? Just because you're an asshole? Why? Because you're a fucking conservator? Why? Why would you fuck with the homeless? Who is that cruel to fuck with the homeless? Why? Why would you do that? These people had been through enough. I'd been through enough. Why would you do that unless you're a fucking Trumpanzee retard? Why would you fuck with them? Why would you fuck with me? Why? Why is it deserved? How is it deserved? It's not. Why are you just that way? Why would you be that way? Oh, I don't smoke, bro. Thanks, though. Why would you be that way? Why, unless you were a bigot? and our biggest Trump supporters? Why would you fuck with a... Why? Why would you do that? Why? So you're not going to introduce me to the women that I'm looking for? Well, okay, then how do you expect me to find them exactly? I mean, they're left wing, so they can't judge me on me being poor, right? And they're not age phobic, right? So, okay, how do you expect me to find the women that I'm looking for if you're going to be mean to me? I've been walking around all day. Um, my friend tried to get me a motel or a hotel room, but without a credit card here, I can't get a hotel room, so I have to sleep outside tonight. I took a wrong turn and ended up in Vernon. Thanks. My feet are exhausted. I haven't showered in weeks. Um, I was hoping there was some kindness in this world, but every time anybody tries to show me kindness, it gets thwarted, and or people just don't care. I don't know who you are, but you ruined my life. I wish I was dead. I need help. I need a way out. I need a way to have permanent housing back in Spokane, and I need to rest. I haven't slept in days. I'm hungry, dying of thirst. I only came here because of the promise of housing and work, and somebody screwed me over. It's Trump. Trump needs to go. They said there were Trump supporters, so they're the enemy. They need to go. They kicked in a state capitol in Oregon the other day and pepper sprayed cops. These people are a menace. They fucking everybody's life up. They're screwing my life up. These Trump supporters need to go. I will say that Los Angeles is warm in December. I didn't know that. It's like 60, it's probably like 70 degrees outside. That's delightful. The people are rather friendly. Probably about 100 times friendlier than Spokaners, which is why I wanted to come down here. Virtually no one I've come across, except every couple of hours, has been white. I've experienced some of the friendliest people, maybe in a tent in Skid Row. Just the nicest people, really. So Los Angeles does have that going for it. It's kind of why I wanted to be here. But I think the best idea for me right now, despite the warm weather and the friendly people, is to just go back home. There's a $600 stimulus check coming. Apparently next Monday. God, fuck Trump. We need to get rid of this buffoon. The supporters are just like kicking in windows and pepper spraying police. I'm not even fucking kidding. Let's get rid of this buffoon. It's a very colorful city. There's a lot of graffiti and shit. Just like trash everywhere in some places. But the people are a delight. And the weather is a delight. That's all I can really say. Delight, delight, delight. I wish I lived in Los Angeles. I probably should try to figure out a way to do that eventually, because I do like it here. If I could get housing here, it would be fine. Go to school. Things that I have to look forward to are school, so I'll get my financial aid disbursement, I guess, on January 4th, so I'll have a little money. We're going to get that $600 check. We got the $1,200 one, now they're giving us $600 one. I think once I get cleaned up, I haven't showered in weeks, which has been just fun as fuck. Not. But once I shower, I think I'm going to try and check into Truth Ministries or UGM for a little while and try to get housing. I have the money saved up. I just need to be put on a housing list. It's been hard because I've been sleeping outside. So it's a lot of like sleeping in and just like getting my check and feeding myself because I don't eat that much.
It's difficult. I just want to take a shower, sleep in a real bed, not have to worry about any problems whatsoever. So as long as I get housing, life will work out. So $600 to come in, maybe 1,000 for my disbursement for financial aid. A couple weeks. It's going to be Christmas in 3 days, and look at this. Los Angeles is beautiful, isn't it? I wish I lived here. I wish I could stay here, but I think the best option for me would be to go back to Spokane, despite the fucking catfish bitch that did this to me, and just count my losses and never trust anybody over the internet ever again, because fuck you, that's why. If it was IRL, I could approach, but I don't do it because I'm not clean. I'm not nervous around them. I could approach them like a king. I could find that girl, you know what I mean? But I gotta look good. I gotta feel good. It's gonna take a little while to get to that point, but I think I'll be there in 2 to 3 weeks. I might still be at a homeless shelter, but at least I'll have a little money to spend, and we'll be spending my time studying my biology class and health class amongst 18-year-olds. Despite what the bigots really care about. Your 41-year-old Gen X dude is going to be studying around your 18-year-old daughter and will probably approach her with calmness and politeness, whether you fucking like it or not, bitch. So just expect this son-in-law, because it's coming. I will achieve my goal. Oh yeah, I'm going to post another one just because. I'm in the Los Angeles Flower District, which is pretty close to South Central LA, Skid Row. Nicest people I've ever met. Some of the most gorgeous women in the world. 90% of them are not even white. It's 3 days before Christmas, and it's like 70 freaking degrees out. I wish you could smell this, because it's the most beautiful smell I've ever smelled in my entire existence. Aside from like pizza cooking, is the Los Angeles Flower Market. I wish I had smell-o-vision, because this place is stunning. You know, it's weird. I feel more at home here. I'm more comfortable here in downtown Los Angeles. I mean, we get this sort of cultural whitewashing, you know. When you think of like Los Angeles or California, you think of like the hippies, the Haight-Ashbury days. You think of the LA rock scene of the 80s, like Skid Row and LA Guns and Guns N' Roses and the heavy metal bands. But you come down here to where Skid Row really is, and the whole area around this area of like Los Angeles, 8th Street, 7th Street, is an entirely non-white crowd. So you get like this notion from rock music and the hippie days that, you know, it's a bunch of like white people walking around Los Angeles. But then you come here and really experience it for just a day, and you realize how just fucked over it all is, because they give you this image on television of this Caucasian scene that just does not exist here and probably never existed here. I'm surrounded by Latins and Africans and Asians and Native Americans, and feel more comfortable around them than like the verbose kind of like conversations and real gestural etiquette of their body language than I do around white-ass Spokane. I feel like I need to be here. I think that I need to figure out a way to live in this area of Los Angeles, this gritty but also bourgeoisie area of Los Angeles, where it's just like super interesting, and like there's all these little taco places on every corner where it's like Adelanto's in Spokane, where they're like frying up some sort of grub. And I can imagine like every week coming in and enjoying some Mexican food, or like going down to the Honduran restaurant and like really experiencing culture and different nationalities. You don't need to move outside the country. You just need to come down here to Los Angeles and experience what non-white America is really about and how cool it is down here. I mean, it's 70 degrees and it's 3 days before motherfucking Christmas. It's the neatest thing I've ever I've ever experienced. I've been to Hawaii. I've been to Washington D.C. and seen like a huge non-white crowd, but like Los Angeles, they're sweethearted people. It smells like Mexico, and I've been to Mexico. Like everywhere you go, it just smells like Mexico influence. It's cool. It's really cool. I wouldn't mind living in like an ROI or SRO and finding a local community college to transfer my credits from Spokane Community College just to live in this area and to like go around to different restaurants and experience different nationalities of cooking every day. Just get on direct deposit, find some sort of job. I don't know, even McDonald's or something, just to double my income a little bit and go to school and live around the Africans and the Asians and the Latins and everything else that's choking me from the Caucasian influence. Just to experience this for a minute is kind of a gift. And I want to figure out a way to live in Los Angeles because being here, despite the sadness of somebody catfishing me to come down here, is a beholden experience that I can't really put into words other than just really, really neat and interesting. Some of the most beautiful women I've ever seen in my life, and like 90% of them aren't even white.
You're scaring the hell out of me, man. Everything that I do good, I try to do good, and